Advent is a time of expectation and preparation for the celebration of the Nativity of Jesus at Christmas. This introductory video is the first of 5 celebrating the season of Advent. Please join in our Advent as we await the coming of God. What is Advent? A reflection by Sister Catherine Hilkert, OP, narrated by D. Halloran. In December 2012, during Advent, I was on retreat at the Carmelite Monastery in Baltimore. I spent the feast of St. John of the Cross unplugged from all social media and television and even the newspaper. Instead, I read and reflected on John's writing about love. In the evening of our lives, we shall be judged on love alone. But when we gathered for evening prayer as the sun was fading, I was surprised to see a dark cloth covering the altar and bearing a list of unknown names. As the prayer unfolded, I discovered that they were the names of the children and the adults who died with them in the senseless mass shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown, Connecticut that morning. The dark night of the soul, about which John of the Cross wrote so powerfully, suddenly intersected with the dark night of our world, as we lit candles in memory of each one of them and prayed for the perpetrator of that unspeakable crime as well. Advent took on new meaning that night. It is the season of expectation and hope, a time to prepare to celebrate the mystery of incarnation, a time to remember that God has pitched a tent among us, shared our life in the flesh. At the same time, it is a season of longing for a promise not yet fulfilled, a reign of God still to come. Even as we share in the longing of all creation, we are summoned to an act of hope, called to stand with those who beg for justice and mercy, to embrace those who long for love, to speak words of hope and truth. We invite you to join in the morning prayer of the Dominican Sisters of Peace and the entire Church as we pray this Advent that the tender compassion of our God will reveal light to those who live in darkness and the shadow of death, and will guide all of our feet on the way of peace. We hope that you have a blessed Advent, and we invite you to join us here each Sunday of Advent as we share reflections on the season by 4 Dominican Sisters of Peace.